Well, it's the end of the time, and the rapture happened, and we all are standing in long queues in front of pearly gates. And Gabriel came out and he says, okay, all you women, go to that side. Mary will take you out and she will help you out. And all you guys line up in 2 queues with me. All the men that feel they are the head of the house in queue 1, and all the men that feel they failed, queue 2. And all the men stood in the one queue, and there's only one guy standing in this queue 2. And Gabriel asked him, what's happening here? Why are you standing here? He said, no, my wife told me to. So, yeah, we are the head of the house, but I think the women are our necks, and they turn us around. Okay. Our passage today speaks about light. And we are sons and daughters of the living God. We cannot hide our light. So let's read Mark 4 from verse 21 to 25. You said to them, do you bring a lamp and put it under a bowl or a bed? Instead, don't you put it on a stand? For whatever is hidden is meant to be disclosed, and whatever is concealed is meant to be brought into the open. If anyone has ears, let him hear. Consider carefully what you hear, he continued. With the measure you use, it will be measured to you, and even more. Whoever has will to give more, whoever does not have, even that they have will be taken from them. Jesus made it very clear that we are the light in this world. We as parents, especially fathers, are the light in this world. And our world consists of our wives, our children, the family close to us, and then the world out there. And our light must shine for these people. And Mark says, don't put your light on a bowl. Don't hide it away. Let it shine. If we don't let it shine, we cannot draw people into our lives. So what does it mean to shine your light? Well, Philippians 2 verse 14 and 16 teaches us, do everything without grumbling and without arguing, so that you may become blameless and pure children of God without a fault in a warped and crooked generation. Then you will be shining among them like stars in the sky. As you hold firmly to the word of life, and then I will be able to boast on the day of Christ that I did not run or labor in vain. So nothing is in vain. To shine our light is maybe hard work sometimes, but it's never in vain. In this dark world, it is so needed for us to shine our light and try to get rid of the darkness, to light it up. Just picture this: if you were the guy that invented light, and you are the first one in your street or in your suburb with this little light shining. I guarantee you everybody will approach you and say, how did you do this? Can you do it? And if you look again, the whole area will be one light. And their lights will shine out. We read in Matthew 5, 14 to 16, you are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, so it can give light to everybody in the place. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. That's why it's so important for us to let our light shine, so that we can glorify God and that the people can see we are following a living God a God that carries us through thick and thin. And that's why when we interact with people, we must show God's heart to them. We must live out, and we must always have Jesus in the back of our mind in every conversation, and make sure that we glorify God and don't break our testimonies with the words we use, with the bad language, with insulting people, teaching and saying hurtful things to people. You know that about every program on TV got a beep word in nowadays. It became so normal in this world for programs to use the F word and those kind of stuff. That on the channels that can beep, that sometimes you can't even follow the conversation. It's just I beep, 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 and then they go off. Don't let those things form in your heart. It's very difficult to watch programs like that because you fast forward so many times, it's actually frustrating. Or at least I fast forward. Especially if it's like a good Western, and I love Westerns, and you hear this, people start swearing in such a good place in a movie that it's so frustrating just to forward, or to turn the volume down so you can just follow the story. Don't let these things form in your heart, because it makes your heart hard eventually. And it's so easy to learn a bad habit word, and it's so difficult to get rid of it. Always make sure that you always point back to the light in everything you do. It is so important that we can keep it a hard thing. And I always hammer on the hard thing, and I will do it for the rest of my life, because I know our hearts is the part that shines Jesus out in our lives. If your heart is hard, then these bad things will start surfacing in your life. If you allow Jesus to mold your heart, you will shine for Jesus. And I've met people in my life that they just need wings. They are such angels. It's unbelievable. Everything pivots around them. The light shines on them. Be careful for those things. Let the light shine out of you towards Jesus. You will get your wings one day. Just let your light shine for Jesus. So what is stopping us from shining our lights? Well, one thing I can think of is, if you look at a torch, the more you use it, slowly the batteries go down and down and down, and the light gets dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. And our lives is exactly the same. As we live our lives, we more and more start adapting to this world. And I must confess, COVID was a glorious time for me, because you lived in such a protective area. There's nothing breaking your light, actually. There's nothing that can help you to break your testimony. Now that I start going back to the office every now and then, now I start getting exposed to the world out there again. And I see how bad the light is outside. The world is a bad place, actually. There's so many dishonest people. People that will try to influence you in a bad way. And those kind of stuff dim our lights. When we start to conform to the patterns of this world, our lights become dimmer and dimmer, and our hearts become harder and harder. And sometimes it's a good thing to stop and to take stock of our lives, to look in a mirror and to assess ourselves. If you discover you are in a place where your light is becoming dim, where you start conforming to this world, and it's all kind of little things, small little lies that become normal. I see in conversations where people will talk to you, but you know they are lying to you, but it is so normal for them that it doesn't bother them. That's bad. And their hearts are getting hard, and they don't see God in their lives. So take stock and let God reveal to you the areas where you fall short. And make right and ask for forgiveness. Get closer to God. So that people can know you and see that your light shines. Now, people that's close to you can easily see if your light is going dimmer. They know you. They see it. Sometimes they just don't have the courage to tell you your light is busy dimming. Okay, so how do we shine our lights? How can we do it? Firstly, what I said, Romans 12:2, do not conform to the pattern of the world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing and perfect will. It is so easy to become a comedian in this world. Where in a normal day, in work, in construction, in office, doesn't matter where you are, where you conform to fit in with the crowd that you with. If you're in a pub, you're this comedian, and then when you're with your Christian friends or your family, you slowly change your colors again. It is so easy to do that. I know, I used to do it. Before I met Christ, or in my transition days, I was a comedian when I was with work and with the construction guys. My language was bad. And then I was justified to say, yeah, but if you don't talk like this, nobody will listen to you. That's a lie. And when I get to church, I'm this beautiful Christian again. When I sit in the pub, I drink a beer. After the fourth beer, or 5, I don't know, then your voice also starts changing, your stories start changing. You start conforming to the group around you that's enjoying their beer, and you become a comedian. And I realized the devil had a stronghold on my life. And that's why I stopped it. Because for me it was a problem. And yes, I did enjoy my beer. When it was time to mow a lawn, my line lager was there or my castle lager was there. But it broke my testimony because I couldn't control it. I always wanted to be in it. And I had to get rid of the comedian inside of me. So don't give the devil a stronghold on your life. And avoid embarrassing moments. Because one day you still play comedian, and the next day somebody walks in that knows you very well. And you're going to feel embarrassed. And ask yourself always, is this what I will do if Jesus was sitting next to me? Is this how I would have responded? Secondly, what's coming out of your mouth? Watch out what's coming out of your mouth. The Bible teaches in James chapter 3, it talks about taming the mouth. And I'm only going to read from verse 5, James 3 from verse 5 to 10. Likewise, the tongue is a small part of the body, but it makes great boasts. Consider what a great forest is set on fire by a small spark. The tongue also is a fire, a world of evil among the parts of the body. It corrupts the whole body, sets the whole course of one's life on fire, and itself sets on fire by hell. All kinds of animals, birds, reptiles, and sea creatures were being tamed and have been tamed by mankind. but no human can tame the tongue. It is a restless evil full of deadly poison. With the tongue we praise our Lord and Father, and with it we curse human beings who have been made in God's likeness. Out of the same mouth can praise and cursing. My brothers and sisters, this should not be. So be careful what you say. Think before you talk. Think before you say that words to that person. Think before you do hurtful things. And if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all. Because you can just mess up your testimony with your family and your friends, even in your church. Thirdly, your entertainment. What do you do for fun? I used to cause arguments with my wife to get out of the house, go and have some fun. Because that was my way of life. I'll pick a fight with Patricia, and then I'll strip myself and I'll go out and go sit in a pub, and I'm with my friends. They appreciate me. My wife don't appreciate me. That's not the fun that God expects from us. What do you watch? According to SimilarWeb, a website ranking engine, the top ranked sites nowadays is Google, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, and that's all social media. Then there's IRL for news, and then there's 3 adult sites ranking after each other. I'm not going to give the site names. Those that go there know the site names. That's worldwide. In South Africa, if you filter down to South Africa alone, they are ranked 13 and 10th, of 10th to 13th, with 2.9 billion visitors for 2023 so far. We're halfway through the year. Adult sites are the most visited sites in the world. That's how corrupt this world is. And that's the stuff that men watch. Maybe women as well, I don't know. So be careful where you land up if you start Googling or the sites that you go to. Be careful what you watch. It corrupts you as a person. And what kind of music do you listen to? Is it good for your heart? Is it good for your soul? Is it scaring the neighbors? I don't know. What are you listening to? I loved underground music where I came from, and that's all I listened to. Because you can put it loud, you can drown out the world around you, and you can sit rustig and mess up your life. And nowadays, I can't listen to that stuff anymore. It scares me. The stuff that you hear is so scary. Some of the stuff that the children listen to is so scary for me, and I don't know how to help them. And we can only do it by letting our light shine out. When you drive in a car, let them listen to your music that suits your soul. Music that glorifies the Lord. I always think, well, I take Jesus to this place if I get invited. Well, I go to these places if Jesus is sitting next to me. Or will you feel a bit embarrassing? You feel embarrassed if you must go to a place and Jesus must go with you. It might sound silly, but these questions is a good way to keep ourselves in check. whether you're alone or whether you're with people around you. And fourthly is social media. Man, does it rule this world. It really rules us nowadays. And people are watching what you post. People are watching. And how you interact with posts. Somebody says something on Facebook and you start typing it away. The moment before you submit it, think about what you're saying. Are you putting fire in the fuel in the fire, or are you calming the fire? Think of the things you post, the comments you leave, the photos you post. The things you say, is it self-centered? Is it to hurt somebody? Is it rude? What is your motive? Why do you respond to a post on social media? I must confess, it takes a lot of myself. And a lot of times, I start typing the message, and then I backspace, I delete it, and I don't even respond. Because there's some tweets and stuff I see on Facebook that I just feel I've got to retaliate, and I've got to lash out on these people because of the stupid things they say, or the hurtful things they do. But I know I will break my testimony if I start lashing out. So be careful for social media. It can also suck you in, and it can slowly transform you to start responding to stuff that is hurtful. And then lastly, other people around you. Luke 6:31 tells us, do to others as you would have them do to you. This is so important for me. Consider the people around you. Look at the people and listen to them. And instead of criticizing that person, be patient with that person. Listen to the story. If people start saying somebody bad, move away. Don't be involved in it. And I know we get difficult people in this world. I can also sometimes be very difficult. But just remember that God created those difficult people as well. And He loves them just as much. So tolerate them. Love them for who they are. Don't make your heart go hard on them. Love that person with the love of the Lord. That will help you to treat that person better. Because we all want to be treated nice. So treat the people around you nice. Nobody of us wants to be hurt. Treat the people nice around you. So what can we take home today? It's important that our light shine. It's important for us to let the people out there know that we walk with the Lord and let Him shine through us. It's important to take stock of your life. Do you live like a comedian? Are you different at home when you are from the office, at the party, at work? Are you the same person when you come home? Do you treat your close family the same as you treat your friends? Or do you live with a mask? You've got to fight to take those masks off. And then when is the last time that you really stopped and took some stock of your life and realized the areas that you've got to work on? Let's focus on that for this week. Amen.